the Group B, which will be the first district candidates. And our question comes from the president of the Minnesota Pork Producers Association, Lori Steverman.
Good afternoon. The market access package negotiated with Japan will affect billions of dollars in future U.S. egg exports and hundreds of thousands of U.S. jobs. Yet the Japanese want to exempt 586 tariff lines. If they accept Japan's demands, it will constitute a radical departure from past U.S. trade agreements, and it will set a bad precedent. First of all, shouldn't Japan be required to do what every other U.S. FTA partner has done, and what is your position and thoughts on this?
Okay, first up, Congressman Tim Walz.
Great. Thank you, Lori. First of all, thank you for the pork chop I just gave too. It was awesome. So, yes, this country needs to trade. Nobody produces better than American producers. We understand that 96% of the world is outside the United States, so we need to have trade deals. The question is always are they fair trade deals? And the issue being negotiated now in the TPP, Japan is not being a fair actor in this, and I think that's where we as Americans leverage our ability to be able to trade to the rest of the world, be able to make sure that the trade deals are fair, and we want them fair for all of our partners. But I think too often people see that we cut trade deals that end up outsourcing jobs, outsourcing that responsibility. And so for us, especially agriculture, nobody does it better. The Japanese want American pork, but the Japanese want to protect Japanese pork. And so the issue is as simple as this. When you negotiate a trade deal, everybody wants trade deals, but they need to be fair. This is our opportunity to make sure we get a fair trade deal, to make sure American producers are able to export and that Japanese producers are not given an advantage over us.
First district candidate, Aaron Miller.
Lori, that's a great question. And it's not only Japan that's holding out on that trade deal, it's also Canada. But I believe very strongly in free and open trade for our commodity products down here in southern Minnesota. You know, we produce well more ag products than we can ever consume, and that's vital for not only our economy, but the economy of the United States, that we have free and fair trade agreements. There's currently a letter, I believe it was circulated by the Pork Producers Association, that urged members of Congress to really hold Japan accountable and hold Canada accountable. And I would sign that letter. And we're looking through the names. I believe there's 144 legislators that have signed that letter. There's folks from both parties, far left and very conservative parties. In fact, the first two names I've seen on this is a dairy representative from California, and then right next to that is Charlie Rangel. So I think it's important that we hold Japan and Canada to the same standards and open free trade, and I would urge Congressman Walz to sign that letter.
First district candidate, Jim Hagedorn.
I appreciate the question. Can you hear me okay? There we go. I appreciate the question. And yes, free and fair trade, but you know, the administration and this current Congress, and I would say, unfortunately, our current Congress has been a little lacking in this area. We've had trade agreements in Central America and other places that haven't been voted for by the congressman, and we need to expand these markets. As you know, a bushel of grain or a hog or whatever is only going to fetch a price based on that last bushel. And if we're not opening up markets, exporting around the world, our farmers are going to suffer. We've done a wonderful job with precision farming, increasing yields, increasing production, doing things efficiently. But if there isn't a market for that, our farmers are going to suffer, and everyone in rural southern Minnesota will suffer. So I agree with you, and I would support that. Position.
All right, our next question will come from the president of the Minnesota State Cattlemen's Association, Dargais. This will be for Group C, the 6th district.